Hi guys, XX here, and I'm back with a new Sword and Shield concept coverage video. Today I'll be covering two Pokemon and see what if they could Gigantamax. Things I'll be covering are stats that could change, new abilities, and possibly even more typings. And I'll be discussing their new Gmax Attacks and what they could possibly be. Gmax Attacks are basically buffed up versions of the Dynamax Attacks with different abilities. Okay, are you ready? Let's jump right into this. Heliolisk is the first Pokemon. Heliolisk is a pretty good Pokemon, and it has great sweeping stats, awesome ability, and great move pool. But Heliolisk has two big glaring flaws. One, he's incredibly frail in the defensive department. Two, he has an unnecessary secondary typing, Normal. The normal typing added to Heliolisk doesn't make life any easier for this poor, sad defense boy, as it only provides one thing, a weakness to the ever so popular fighting type attacks. When Gigantamaxing, Heliolisk should lose his normal typing, getting rid of all of his weaknesses to fighting types. But only for 3 turns, I know, because it's only Gigantamaxes and it's not like Mega Evolutions where it stays the whole battle. But it'll be interesting, because if you don't get rid of this Pokemon, it's going to sweep your whole team. Because I feel like Heliolisk should improve his speed and special attack, making this Pokemon a real threat. And it's going to sweep you, like I said. This is a fan-made design of Gigantmax Heliolisk. It makes the frills on its neck expand, and orange spikes spread everywhere. If Heliolisk Gigantamax is in Pokemon Sword and Shield, this is how I want him to look. Another reason I want Heliolisk to Gigantamax is because how cool they portrayed him in the anime. He's just this fast lizard that can paralyze you, hit you with Dragon Tail, and knock you out. It almost defeated Ash's Goodra, and that's an impressive feat because Ash's Goodra was the strongest Pokemon at the time, not losing one battle. Yeah, well, not yet, because the Pokemon League was pretty bad for it. And Heliolisk's Gigantmax Attack should be something like a gigantic ball of electricity that goes around him and he slams it with his tail, maybe a Dragon Tail, knocking it into the opponents. And this would probably set up the Thunder effect. And like I said before, Heliolisk is a pretty cool Pokemon, pretty underrated, and I really hope that it gets a Gigantamax form just to prove all those people who thought it was a worthless piece of trash. And he can look down upon them with his new Gigantamax height. Okay, with Heliolisk out of the way, we should go on to our next Pokemon. And our next Pokemon is, who would have guessed it, Vespiquen! I'm just gonna have to spill the beans. Vespiquen's not that great of a mon. Even though it has Toxic, Roost, and Protect, and has an amazing defense and special defense stat, making it seem like a great staller. It has a 4 times weakness to Rock, a very common type. And with its abysmal speed stat, it's probably not going to get anything off with it. And I don't think they're going to change its typing because it fits Vespiquen perfectly, a flying bug. To make it worse, Vespiquen's abilities are nothing to brag about, being pretty common and pretty useless, most of them. And that's a true shame, because Vespiquen has 3 signature attacks, Attack Order, Heal Order, and Defense Order, and they're really cool. What Pokemon has 3 signatures? So how can we improve Vespiquen? I don't think Pokemon will just skyrocket Vespiquen's speed stat just because it's bad. I feel like they would focus on its strong points, like her special defense stat and her attack stat, because I feel like they're not going to improve any of her other stats. So, are you ready for the design? I have to say it right here. This design is amazing. I love how a bunch of Combees are around Gigantmax Vespiquen, just because how big Vespiquen is. And I just love it. I love the idea of other Pokemon of that species, maybe pre-evolved Pokemon, going around or helping out the Gigantamax form of that Pokemon. Like, this is just amazing. I love the attention to detail. I love the coloration. And this is how I want Vespiquen Gigantamax form to look like. You can probably see Vespiquen's other stats haven't been increased, but its special defense and defense have been skyrocketed from 102 to 152. And like I said before, remember Vespiquen doesn't have that many good abilities? Well, me and my friends made up a new ability called Combe Order. So basically, Vespiquen controls the Combees around it and uses the Combees to protect it. Like multi-skill for Milotic, it will reduce the first attack on Vespiquen majorly, like 1.5. To wrap things up, let's talk about her Gigantamax Attack. Her Gigantamax Attack could be a swarm of Combees that sting the opponent over and over again, doing massive damage. Maybe even setting up one Heal Order or Defense Order. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. This is my first ever video on my channel, and I promise that quality will keep it increasing on this channel. Please just give me some advice in the comments down below. It would be very helpful, and thank you. This is my first ever Pokemon video, and hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm gonna emergency exit.